Just check, make sure everything's working okay. Just check, make sure. All right, audio is good. We're ready to go. What's going on, guys? Told you I would be back later. Just want to continue the Cowboys rebuild, get into part 2, 2025 season. It's your boy Maitland. All right, so first episode, we went 6-11, trying to rebuild the Cowboys, my Cowboys, which are in need of a rebuild, quite frankly. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do that we didn't get to do is trade Dak Prescott. We just simply could not trade him. We were unable to do it because of just the circumstances that we've been dealt. And I think, quite frankly, unfortunately, we are basically stuck with him. Now, I may try to think about something in the middle of the season, maybe a trade, but we'll see if I want to do that in the end, maybe a few years down the road. We'll see how the season goes. If we make the playoffs, but we don't advance to the NFC Championship game, then I think there's a cause for reason for me to want to move on to try a new quarterback. But we did draft a quarterback in this year's draft. We drafted Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss. He's not a scheme fit guy, but at the same time, I wanted to get a backup quarterback in here, somebody who maybe, if they develop a little bit, can maybe challenge Dak down the road, but we will see. The first round pick that we had, 11th overall, we did draft Quinshon Judkins out of Ohio State. He's an 80 overall already coming in. That is already a massive upgrade at the running back position. We have a true franchise running back who we can rely on for many years to come. So I like Judkins being our starting running back as a rookie. We did sign Miles Sanders in free agency, although he's on a one-year deal, mainly just to have a second running back on the roster to take some of the pressure off Judkins if he wants to come off the field. We still have Deuce Vaughn, and we have Dylan Johnson, who's a random player from the practice squad, held over. We've got Lipke at fullback, who actually made the Pro Bowl last year. Receiving room is still the same outside of letting Brandon Cooks walk. We have CD, Jalen Tolbert. Jonathan Mingo is going to have a full season with us this year. Hopefully he can develop and become that third good, solid receiver. Tolbert at 77 is still good. I could have gotten a better receiver in the offseason in the 80s to help with the receiving core, but honestly, I want to go with the core that we have and see how that works. We still have Turpin, we got Flournoy, and we still have Jalen Brooks on the roster, who actually is not wearing his proper number. Let me go ahead and adjust that a little bit. And it looks like we can restructure some contracts of some players. So I'm actually going to see if I can do that. I can't change his number to somebody else, another tight end wearing 83. Yeah, Tucker Fisk is wearing 83. I'm going to change his number to something random, and I'm going to give Jalen Brooks his 83 back. He might have been on the practice squad, because sometimes when guys are on the practice squad, their numbers get kind of flip-flopped around a little bit, and that's what happens. We're going to give him a random number like 49 as a tight end, even though this guy is kind of, probably cut bait anyway. Let's actually restructure his contract. It only freed up a little bit of space, but still. And let's go ahead and give him his 83 back. And, yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to see if I can start actually restructuring contracts right now. Can I do that? No, not with Dak. Let me see about CD. Can I restructure his deal? Nope. I know that there's some guys whose contracts I can't necessarily restructure, so it is what it is. But anyway, in our tight ends room, we got Jake Ferguson, who's still here, who actually looks like he got hurt. We have Schoonmaker, we have Spanford, and we have Turner, John Stevens, and, of course, Tucker Fisk. So we have a bunch of different random tight ends, really, when you look at it. Tyler Guyton is going into his second season as our starting left tackle. He hasn't really progressed that well at the first year like he's done in the past. He's 78 overall. We have Richard, who's still going to back him up. Tyler Smith, we took the fifth-year option on him. He's going to be, of course, our starting left guard. We've got T.J. Bass to back him up. Cooper Beebe, 78 overall center. We signed Cade Mays to be his backup. We still have Zach Martin on a one-year deal in what may be the last year of his career. I hate to see him, of course, leave, but that is the way that it is. Mark Evans is his backup. We still have Terrence Steele as our right tackle. He actually got a little bit up there at 75. I was looking to improve that position in the offseason, but I couldn't find anybody who was better. I wanted to go after Rob Havenstein, the former Rams right tackle, who was the best right tackle in free agency, but he went and signed with the Cardinals. Maybe it might have been for less money. I'm not really sure. But nevertheless, nobody was really better than what was out there, so I decided to go with Terrence Steele for another season. Don't know how long he'll be here. I don't plan on re-signing him whenever his contract is up. And we got Nathan Thomas and Weslico as young guys to back him up. We did draft Xavier Truss out of Georgia in the draft this year, 64 overall. Hopefully he can develop into a solid right tackle in the future. Maybe a potential replacement for Steele or a secondary tackle, but we will see. We signed Derek Barnett in the offseason, 72 overall, getting up there just a bit in age, but not too super old. He's only 29. We also have Kingsley Jonathan and Elijah Roberts, who we drafted this year out of SMU. He's coming in as 66 overall. Hopefully he can be a rotational defensive end in a few years to come. Which means that now our defensive ends are getting younger. We have Barnett and we have Nealand, who, of course, was hurt last season. And we've got Sam Williams back off of the torn ACL. This is going to be kind of competition in the preseason. I'm going to see who kind of has the better overall at the end of preseason and then determine who I want to be the starter and who I want to be the backup, because both of these guys are around the same rating. They're both around the same age, too. My feeling is that maybe Sam Williams will give us a little bit more speed as far as the pass rush, because his speed is higher than Marshawn Nealand's from 89 to 81. So that might be the way to go there. We also have Dante Stills backing him up, who we traded for last year and acquired a bunch of late-round picks for him from the Cardinals. And KJ Henry is the backup as well. Defensive tackle, DJ Jones was one of our free agent signings. Nothing really too spectacular there. Mozzie Smith is still here, but I wanted to get a little bit better there if I could. He's 30 years old, so he's kind of more of the mentor than anything. We did draft Howard Cross III from Notre Dame in the draft this year. Maybe he'll be the guy to go along with Mozzie Smith in the future. I'm not sure, but we're still looking to upgrade the defensive tackle position, if you ask me. Micah Parsons is in the 99 club. No worries at left outside linebacker. Lafau is going to be his backup. Middle linebacker, I'm going to go with Overshown as the starter after we let Eric Kendricks walk. Buddy Johnson's going to back him up. Damon Clark is going to be the starting right outside linebacker, and he will be backed up by Jalen Walker, who we drafted out of Georgia, already at a 70 overall. So maybe if we don't want to bring back Clark, he might be the future. Hopefully he can develop okay. We did sign Nanguk Ngakwe in the offseason in free agency, 69 overall, but he is the graybeard of the group at 30 years old, giving us a little bit of experience there. Cornerback room is still the same. We've got Diggs, we've got Bland, Carson, we got Shepard, and Boydoy. So that is the cornerback room. Not a whole lot of depth there, but still. I still may be looking to sign some free agents before the season really begins so we can have a little bit more depth. We do have Malik Hooker still as our starting free safety, Malachi Moore, but these guys are really close in terms of ratings. They really flip-flop between each other. Based on this, I might go with Hooker to start, but do not be surprised to see Malachi Moore potentially getting more reps this season as a rookie, because not really sure how much longer I'm going to keep Hooker here. I think his contract only lasts for maybe this season or the next year. I can't remember, but Moore is going to be somebody that we're going to look to in the future. And we have Owens as the third strong safety. The strong safety position is a little bit different now. We have Marquise Bell as our starter, 75 overall. And I wanted to go with him over Donovan Wilson. We traded Donovan Wilson for a late-round pick, and we signed Adrian Colbert to be the backup for Bell. So Bell is going to be our strong safety. I feel like he has a little bit more upside, and he's younger, so I think that might be the best way to go. We've got Brandon Aubrey, and we've got Brian Anger as well. So that is our squad for year 2 of this rebuild. After not making the playoffs last year, nothing less than a playoff berth, especially with Dak Prescott. We gave him a new starting running back. We have brought back the same core of receivers we essentially had last year. I feel like there's simply no excuses. Now, obviously, he was injured last year. If he was healthy, it might have made a big difference. But I wanted to keep it realistic for the first season, get a high pick, and really get some help here. I'm going to go with Dak for this season, but I am not going to hesitate in a couple of years if we just cannot get over the hump in the playoffs. That's the way that I'm thinking. So in terms of free agency, not a whole lot right now that I'm noticing. That guy could potentially help us out just a little bit. Don't really know if we necessarily need to get another receiver. None of those guys actually fit our scheme. We do need a little bit of cornerback help, so I'm going to bring in J.C. Jackson. He's a scheme fit guy, older. I'm going to bring him in as a backup corner to give us a little bit more depth back there. As far as receivers, there may be a younger receiver that I could bring in just to give us a little bit of extra help. But I want a scheme fit guy. KJ Hamler, I think he might be a solid option to give us a little bit more depth at receiver. Just a little bit extra. In terms of quarterbacks, maybe I should bring in a veteran just to give us a little bit of extra help, but I don't think that's really worth it. Yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to go with for free agency to give us a little bit of extra help. So let's get the depth chart set for this season. Even though we're going in the preseason, it doesn't really mean a whole lot much, but still. Let's make sure the depth chart is looking good. Let's make sure everything is correct. We've got that looking correct. That looks good. Of course, looks like, of course, Ferguson is out, but he'll be back. So he'll be slotted back in there. No, Mays is hurt, but he's the backup. He will come in later. Evans, Steele, Thomas, Truss. Westlaco is rated higher. So we're going to go ahead and have him as the third tackle because he's rated higher. Left end, Derek Barnett. You're going to be our starter over there. That's going to be the backup right there. And I think it's going to be Sam Williams is who we're going to start in the preseason over Nealon, at least for right now. And we'll see kind of how that progresses. Let's have Henry. Actually, no, let's have Stills. We'll do that. We're going to have Cross up. Clark, Walker, and Ngakwe. Diggs, Bland. Both corners are in the 90s now, so that's pretty impressive. J.C. Jackson, who we signed, is going to be our fourth corner behind Carson. Just wanted to give us a little bit more cornerback depth back there to give us a little bit of extra help. I'm gonna go with Malik Hooker to start out with, but if Malachi Moore is looking a little bit better during the year, maybe make a change there. Turpin is going to be our kick and punt returner. We've got long snapper is what it is. Our back. Judkins still looks like the best option on almost really every down, so it might not be the worst thing to go with. Right, left end. Slot corner. Yeah. I think we're looking good. That's the way that I want the depth chart to be, and I like the way it looks. All right. So let's go ahead and advance through the preseason, and we'll see how the roster looks at the end. And by the way, we actually made changes to our coaching staff. Let me see. We made changes to our coaching staff. I'll show you guys that. Yep, we got Sean McVay is our new head coach. We did keep our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator from before, but bringing in Sean McVay, I think is really going to help us out. Get a really good offensive-minded coach in here. Hopefully that'll help out Dak a lot in this offense. Unfortunately, we have injuries right off the bat. Tyler Smith is injured. Miles Sanders, oh my goodness. We signed this guy and he complete MCL tear. Wow. So our backup running back is out for the season. I know he's our backup, but still, wow. First year we have him, and we signed him, I think, on a 1-year deal too. So that's pretty bad. So we got to go out and we got to sign a backup running back for the rest of the season. So let's do that. I'm gonna bring in Joshua Kelly, the former Charger, I believe, to be our new backup running back for the rest of the season. Obviously, with Sanders being on IR, we won't be able to have his services for the rest of the year. So Joshua Kelly is now our backup running back. Deuce Vaughn is going to be third string, and Johnson is going to be fourth string as of right now. Definitely feel like that would not be necessarily the best thing to have Deuce Vaughn as our backup running back, mainly because I don't think Deuce Vaughn will be a part of this team for very long. We're just keeping him until his contract runs out as our third back. So we're bringing in Joshua Kelly to be our backup running back for the rest of the season with the injury. In preseason game number 1, Miles Sanders out for the season. MCL tear. Well, we signed him to a 1-year deal anyway. Don't know if we're going to be forced to keep him now because he's on IR or what. So we're going to have to wait and see because we only signed him to a 1-year deal. We lost to the Bills in week 2 of the preseason, playing the Raiders to wrap up preseason play, and we win by 10. So not too bad. We actually got 30 skill points to spend on the staff. So I want to give more points to kind of really the assistant coaches. I feel like that's where we need to be investing a little bit more. So we got 14 points left. We can't do really anything with that. So we're just going to kind of leave it as is. All right. So we got to cut 10 players. This is cut day. This is always, got to trim the roster and everything. This quarterback, I know we only have 2 quarterbacks on the roster, but I think that's okay to go with if you ask me. As far as other running backs, I'm just going to cut Dylan Johnson. I'm not even going to keep him on the practice squad. So now we have 3 running backs. Wide receivers, can we cut Brooks? It'll incur a penalty. So can we maybe cut Flournoy? It'll incur a penalty as well. All right, well, I'm going to put Brooks back on the practice squad because we signed Hamler to give us some help at receiver, so that basically makes him kind of expendable. Tucker Fisk, we're cutting you. John Stevens Jr., we're just going to go ahead and cut you. I know you showed promise, but you've been injury-prone and all this, and that. So, yeah. Brevin Spann-Ford, that'll incur a penalty, so we're going to move him to practice squad. So now we have 3 tight ends who are active right now. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of extra right tackles. Yeah, we're going to have to get rid of something here. Nathan Thomas. Can we actually cut? No, it'll incur penalties. I'm going to put Nathan Thomas on practice squad. And can't cut Wetzlico. I don't want to risk putting Truss on practice squad and us losing him. I really don't. So it looks like Kingsley is a little bit worse than Roberts right now. So we're going to let the rookie back up Barnett. We've got a bunch of right ends. I'm going to cut KJ Henry. I don't want to move Stills to practice squad or anything just yet. We have 3 defensive tackles. I'd like to keep all of them active. We need to cut one more player. We got a bunch of extra corners. Okay, this guy, the Shepherd guy doesn't even have a face, so I'm just going to cut him. All right. Not a whole lot of big cuts that we had to do, so I like the way our roster looks, and we're ready to go. Looks like Judkins in the last game didn't have that bad of a day. 12 carries, 51 yards. Hopefully he's looked okay in the preseason because, hey, he's our franchise running back as of now. We got younger at that position. We drafted a new guy, and that's who we're going with. We're going with Judkins. All right, so let's choose the draft class. Let's make sure we import our 2026 draft. And there it is. So this draft's got Parker, Winterframe, Marvin Jones Jr. Yeah, those are all correct players. All right, so we've got the draft, proper draft class exported and everything. So it looks like a practice squad player did sign. So it looks like signed Robinson from our practice squad. I don't even know who that is. That must have been somebody who I didn't even know was on our practice squad. Well, it is whatever. It is what it is. And we are actually starting out the regular season against the Chargers, who we also started against the preseason. So pretty interesting stuff going on there. Well, let's simulate to the middle of the season, see where the Cowboys are at in 2025. Once again, Dak Prescott coming off of, in a way, a career-altering injury. Let's see if he is able to bounce back and he looks similar when he did in 2022 and 2023. Well, we've started out not too bad. We've started out 5-2, so that's not bad at all. And we are, whoops, whoa. Let me do that. And we are at first place in the NFC East. Eagles, Commanders are 3-3, and the Giants are 2-5. So that's what we're looking like in year number 2. I'm not really going to look at stats just yet because even in the middle of the season, after you play only like 7 games, it doesn't really get a good reflection until after the season. Let me check the injury report here, and I want to see if we have any more significant injuries. Well, Tyler Smith has a dislocated elbow, and he's going to be out for 5 weeks, so that's not good for us. We'll just have to go with Bass as our backup for the little bit. I mean, we can't. We could sign somebody from the practice squad or free agency, but we'd have to cut another player. I don't really think that's worth it too much. I'm going to go with Bass for a couple of weeks and see how things go. If we start losing a bunch of games, then maybe I'll consider making some kind of move in that regard. Let's take a look at players ready to negotiate. Not sure if I'm going to get ready to pull the trigger on these guys yet. Well, listen, it's the middle of the season. There's no way I'm letting you walk, Micah. 5 years, good offer, okay. I probably, overpaid for that, but, you got to do what you got to do. It is what it is. Now, Jake Ferguson has been decent for us, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger on signing him to a massive deal just yet. Now, Zach Martin, I'm going to hold the book on. Deron Bland is somebody that I think I want to get under contract right away. Good offer, great. Got $45 million left. Tolbert, I think it's okay. I think I'm content with letting him walk. Sam Williams, I don't know. Well, it depends on how he does this season. I feel like we get better at defensive end. I think that may be something we don't really need to invest in. These guys, I don't really think, I'm not really investing in any of them. A lot of them are backups anyway. Sanders is injured, so, unfortunately his 1 year in Dallas, he's only in Dallas for one preseason game and he's injured. He'll be back on the market next season. Bad for him, but, what happens is what happens, so. Brandon Aubrey, though. Will he take the neutral deal? Exactly the offer he was hoping for. Great. All right, so we've got our kicker back. I know that's, kind of, meh, but still. You know what? Let's keep Anger around here, too, at least for one more year. I want to keep the special teams intact at least for one more season. So I'm going to I re-signed our kicker and our punter. Lipke is a 72, but I feel like we can improve at fullback in terms of overall ratings. And then again, we can always go and get these guys later. And as far as Mozzie Smith, I don't think I'm going to take the 5th-year option. I really don't think I will because, there hasn't really been much progression. There really hasn't. Because of that, I might consider signing DJ Jones for one more season. But we also drafted that defensive tackle too. We did actually, we drafted that defensive tackle. Let's trust the process with him for a little bit, get younger at some of the positions, and we'll keep building a little bit more through the draft, maybe on defense. That may just be the way to go, but we will see. And we got to get guys also that fit the scheme. We got to do that. I don't know about Clark. There may be better options in free agency. If not, even when he hits the free agent market, we can always offer him something and bring him back. So let's answer this media question here. He's going to be part of this team one way or another, and he is a part of this team. We got him on a massive 5-year deal now, so that's big for us. I wanted to make sure that we didn't let Micah Parsons go away for nothing. Trust me, that was not going to happen under my watch. All right, playing the Commanders this week. They're 3-3. See if we can get a win this week, keep this up. We've won the last 2 according to that screen, and we beat the Commanders by 3. So we're not doing too bad right now, 5-3. Goal is to make the playoffs. I know we can get there. It's a new era with Sean McVay, but we still have playoffs as the expectations for this ball club. Believe me. Playing the Giants this week, they're 3-5, and we actually suffer a loss to the Giants. Not good. Not good. And we actually are not first place in the NFC East anymore because of that. The Eagles are now, so not the best. Playing the Bears, who've won 4 games. And we come back, we beat the Bears on a bounce-back game. That's good. But these games are looking like they're pretty close that we all win. So, kind of just getting by a little bit. We have 23 points to spend. I want to keep spending some on my, you know what? Let's actually go to Brendan Washington, our defensive coordinator. Let's spend some of these points over here. Let's give him upgrades a little bit. Help him out. Alrighty then. We're on a bye week this week, so let's go ahead and advance through this and get ready for another game against Philadelphia. They're 7-3, 6-4. That's what we are. We win this game, we may be able to get back in the NFC East race and get a grip on this division again. And we beat the Eagles. So we're not first place in the NFC East, though. We're tied at 7-4 with the same record. We actually beat the Eagles by 11, so not bad. Not bad. Playoff picture right now, we would be in as the 5th seed. Not too shabby, but it looks like we may have to be content with making the playoffs as a wild card team, and that may be the best that we could do. So, got a feeling that's probably about it. Focus player. Playing the Cardinals this week. They're 7-4, so they're not bad either. And we lost to the Cardinals. Let's answer this media question. You've got an opponent. I expect us to win. We're playing Washington this week. This actually could be a pretty big one because we're 3rd in our division right now. We're losing our grip on making the playoffs. We're in the playoff picture, but we're in as a 7th spot, and we got the Commanders and the Eagles in here as well. So we got to win some games at the end of the season. We can't slip up right now. I got to check and see what the injury report is looking like. I got to see if we got anybody hurt. No, Miles Sanders is the only injury, and he's been on IR since the preseason. So let me take a look at some stats. I want to see kind of how things are looking like. How's Dak been doing in a season where he's back? Okay, he's going for 3,400 yards. He has 33 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. The 12 interceptions is a little bit concerning, but that's honestly healthy, typical Dak numbers. The ground game has not necessarily been all that. Judkins only has 642 yards, 6 touchdowns. We've mostly been throwing the ball, it looks like. We have 2 receivers that are in over 800 yards. The leading receiver actually is Jalen Tolbert with 6 touchdowns. Mingo has the most touchdowns with 10, actually. CD has 9. Tolbert has 6. So it looks like Mingo is actually living up to – actually, we got 3 receivers in the over 800. So Dak is really spreading the ball around. I think we got a pretty good trio of receivers right now, and Mingo looks like the real deal after they traded for him last season. So things are looking up for our receiving core. But then again, Jalen Tolbert is on the last year of his deal. And, I just don't know if he's worth investing in. I feel like that even though, he's here, we can compensate for the loss of him, and maybe we can even improve, get a receiver in the 80s, make ourselves even better at that spot. Well, we're playing 7-5 Washington this week. This could very well determine whether we're probably going to make the playoffs or not. We beat the Commanders. All right, so I think we're still fighting for playoff positioning. That's good. We're 8-5, just like the Eagles. Playoff picture, we did vault into the 5th spot now. The Commanders are down to the 7th spot. Eagles are now at 4th, so they slipped up a little bit. So, obviously, we got we got more games left than I thought. Oh, boy. Playing a 5-8 Dolphins team this week. This won't be easy. Beat the Dolphins, so we're starting to get a little bit of a win streak going. We're 9-5. New ability unlocked for Jake Ferguson. Okay. So we've got that. All right, cool. Unlock some new superstar abilities for Ferguson. Let me take a look at Ferguson again. I mean, he's got a superstar ability now. We may just franchise tag him. I don't know if I want to offer him a big-ass new contract. I don't know if it's really worth it. And, Tolbert, it's tempting, but we got to save some money where we can save some money at this point, I feel like. It's the way it is. And I'm trying to get under the cap by a decent margin so we can actually spend money in free agency. So, I think that's the only way we're going to really turn this team into a legitimate Super Bowl contender is if we save some money here and there every year. Trying to be better than Jerry himself. And we beat the Broncos by 2. So we're 10-5. Just, man, we've been neck and neck with the Eagles for the back half of the season. This is crazy playoff positioning. Commanders are still the 7th seed. We're the 5th seed. The Bucs actually would be the team that we potentially face because the Eagles are actually at the 2 spot. And we got the Bucs in the 4th spot now. So that's what we're looking like. Playing the Lions this week. And we lose to Detroit. And we slip to the 3rd spot in the NFC East now. Where did that put us? We are in the last position. We can't afford to lose this last game to the Raiders, or else we're not making the playoffs. I'm pretty confident. All right, well, let's see. Did we do it? Yes! We made the playoffs, even though we lost. So even though we lost, we still made the playoffs barely. We finished the season 10-7. We made it as the final wild card team. And then again, this roster is not what it used to be a few years back with some less talent. So let's take a look. Let me take a look at stats for the whole regular season and see where things were at. So Dak threw for 4,700 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 13 picks. So we only threw 1 pick in the back half of the season, which is really good. Running-wise, Judkins is 100 yards away from 1,000 yards in the playoff game. If he gets over 100 yards, he'll be able to crack that barrier. He has 7 rushing TDs. Prescott has 3 of them, and Kelly has 2. Receiving-wise, Mingo now leads in touchdown catches with 15. Lamb has 12. All 3 of them, including Jalen Tolbert, are over 1,000 yards, but the leader of the pack now is Mingo and Lamb. So I think Tolbert, hate to say it, that he's a little bit more expendable, but he is. And like I said, it's time for us to save money in certain ways. So that's where we are statistically. All right. Well, it is playoff time. We're going on the road to Philadelphia to face off against the Eagles. We're back in the playoffs after being away in 2024. We're back in 2025. We got a new team with the same quarterback, but we got a new coach. We got a new running back. We got a couple of new faces on defense. It's playoff time.
This matchup on Wild Card Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports.
The only thing I'm hoping for is no glitches. No glitches.
On Madden football.
Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. Today, we continue.
So here we go. Wild card round of the playoffs. The road to the Super Bowl starts now. We've got our starters all out there. No glitches. Thank you.
On second down, it's Dak.
Here we go, Mingo. Oh, Lamb. Oh, break away from Lamb, and Lamb gets into the end zone for 6. Let's go. Touchdown right off the bat. There we go.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Oh, I thought I could get there with Micah. The Bell made a nice tackle.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route.
Come on, Micah.
Especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed.
Saquon. 6. The Eagles respond with a touchdown of their own. This is going to be a tough one. There's no question about it. 3rd down and 3 here. Just going to give it to the rookie.
Now can you convert?
Judkins, come on. Judkins gets through, 1st down. Let's go.
That is enough. A 1st down picked up as they are getting close.
Here we go, nice run. And Judkins is in for 6. First playoff touchdown for the rookie. first down.
Here, 1st and 10.
All right, Lamb, nice catch on the outside. 5-yard pick.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Judkins out of the back. Oh, come on, Judkins. You got to make that catch.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently. Not only being
Well, it's the end of the second quarter.
Playmakers, Mike, but
Let's just
really
run it and get to halftime. I'm content with us being tied up at 7.
Can't let that last incomplete break what's
Eagles
been a
calling a
really
timeout with 4
good
seconds
so
left. I don't think that's really going to help them
Eagles
much.
use their first timeout here. Here's Brian Anger now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked.
Ooh, big hit. Well, it's halftime. We got the lead 14-7 going into half. Just got to keep playing the way we know we're capable of playing. All right, it's 3rd down and 8. 5:25 to go here.
As they come up for 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott.
There we go, Lamb. Great catch. First down. Let's go. Let's go, Slants.
To the air again. Prescott.
Here we go, Mingo. Open. Touchdown, Mingo. There we go. Now we get some distance between us and the Eagles. 28-10. Eagles kind of coming back on us a little bit. Looks like they must have gone for 2 and missed it. It's the 4th quarter. We got 3 minutes to go. We got a 1st and 10 here in the red zone, setting us up in good position. And Judkins made a nice move to get 6. He's got 81 yards rushing for today. Not bad. He's a rookie and he'll only get better too. So, future looks bright with him as our starting running back. Let's gain a few yards. It's 3rd down and 2. If we pick... Oh, 2-minute warning. All right, well, we're up by 12 with a few minutes left in the 4th quarter. So far, we have come on the road to Philadelphia in this wild card game, and we have done a fantastic job. Sean McVay coming in has made a world of a difference as our head coach. Got a real offensive guru here, and Judkins finishes off the drive with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. Let's go. We have just all but sealed this one. We come on the road to Philadelphia, and we beat the favorite Eagles in their home building. Big-time win in the wild card.
Operating from the gun, here's her.
Ooh, Micah was in coverage, and he makes the pick. Let's go, Micah. Oh, he broke a tackle, and he went down. And Micah Parsons puts it in the icebox. I'll tell you what, that was not expected. He was out there in coverage, and he made the play. That was impressive. Micah Parsons is the real deal.
2nd down and 3.
39 seconds. Let's go ahead and just kind of milk the clock a little here. They're not calling any timeouts. They know this game has been over for a little while, so Eagles are all but content to just let this thing trickle down. I'm going to do the same thing. All right, well, baby steps as part of the Cowboys rebuild. 2nd year, we get them back into the playoffs. We have a healthy Dak Prescott. We got a new head coach in Sean McVay. I'm not saying that's made the entire difference, but I think it mattered at least a little bit. But having Dak healthy this season probably has helped out as well. So the Cowboys, we've won our first playoff game since 2022. So not bad. First step on the road to rebuilding the Cowboys into Super Bowl contenders. We get a big wild card win in the first round over the Eagles. And let's see who we play next week. We're going to be facing off against the team that we lost to in the playoffs 2 years ago, the Green Bay Packers. And they are a pretty overpowering bunch. So this is going to be a tough matchup. But you know what? It's time to go out there and get it done. Facing off against the Packers in Lambeau Field, the scene of the crime of 2014 when Dez did make the catch. Going up to Green Bay for the first time in the playoffs since that game. This team embarrassed us 2 years ago. They embarrassed us. But we got a new coach. who knows how to get his guys motivated. He's a great offensive guru. Let's go up to Green Bay, and let's take it to these cheeseheads. Divisional round. Here we go. Haven't been to an NFC title game since 1995. It's time to reverse that trend. They're down 8.
On third down, Prescott.
Domingo. Here we go. First down catch, Domingo. Let's go. He has been emerging as our new second receiver. So I'm proud about that.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Judkins, the rookie, had a big wild card round with 2 touchdowns.
He'll take this forward
For more of the same here in this game.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
That guy here. We go Judkins. And Judkins finds Pater for our first touchdown of the game. Beautiful.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love.
Terrible throw by Love. Incomplete.
It is incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs.
Nowhere to go for
He's gonna be
Jacobs.
stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one. 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
And Micah was running, breathing down his neck, forced him to throw it away. Forced the Packers to a field goal. Not bad.
Field goal unit come on. This a 31-yard attempt.
Kick is up. It's good.
It's good. Third and 6. Operating from the gun.
Yeah, Lamb. Good catch, but he's short. McVay wants Coach McVay wants us to go for it, so let's go for it. 2nd down. 4th down. Come on, Judkins up the middle, easily picks up the 1st down. Let's go. We don't get anything on the drive, and the Packers took the lead again on us. But we got a chance to go 2 minutes here, 49 seconds, 3 timeouts left.
To throw is Dak.
Yeah, Mingo couldn't really get away from that. Let's call a timeout. Let's call a timeout.
Prescott trying to get
Wasted too
guys
much time
to the
there.
line. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout.
32 seconds left. That's all we've got, so
30 seconds to go in this first.
I'm going to have to take a deep shot here. CD, come on. CD makes the grab. 1st down. Let's go. Call another timeout.
That's a timeout for
Well, that will at least put us in field goal range, so that's good.
As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime. Prescott on 1st down.
Mingo. Mingo all the way for the touchdown. Let's go. Just the way we wanted to end the half. Great. Perfect. Great throw by Dak.
A tough
In
spot.
the 3rd quarter, it's 4 minutes. 3rd and 13 for the Packers. Oh, man. Wow. Wicks ran a great route there. I can't even get too upset about that. Got the 1st.
To throw is Love.
LaFau gets home for the sack. Let's go.
Down he goes.
Excellent penetration by him.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Dobbs headed in motion. We'll go play action with Love. Here's a shot toward the end zone.
Dropped it. Wow. And I played off of him too, but he dropped it. Wow. Now it's 3rd and 22. Woo.
Love.
Oh, Micah got close. but he couldn't quite get there. Still, we forced the throw away by Love.
It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Now a timeout.
Force another field goal for the Packers. All right. Well, that still brings them to within a point. So we still got to keep playing here. All right, we've got a 1st and 10 here. We got a pretty good drive going here in the red zone. We could potentially make it pretty tough on him if we can score here. Oh, man, no blocking by the O-line. But we just got back to the line, so that's good. We didn't lose any yards. Oof. That was brutal.
2nd and 10. From the shotgun.
Oh, man, that was terrible pressure all the way in Dak's face. Couldn't do anything with the play.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
Oh, Mingo. Mingo makes the grab. 1st and goal. Let's go. What a throw and catch. Oh, wonderful. And that pressure was coming right at Dak's face. He had to throw that ball quickly, and he got it out there. Great play. That was a flag. Maybe offsides. Yep. First and goal. We'll take that penalty. All right, it's the end of the 3rd quarter. We got the ball at the 2-yard line. We got a chance to go up potentially by 8 points if we get this in right here. Make it really tough on the Packers to beat us. Come on. I'm not going to be stupid here. I'm going to run this football.
1st down and goal.
Come on, Judkins, get that block. Perfect block. Thank you, BB. Touchdown, Judkins. 21-13. But the Packers in the red zone again.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run here.
Oh, ooh! But fortunately, Overshown came up to clean up that mess. He came up and made the tackle. That was good. Still, that's not easy.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Oh, Jacobs is in for the touchdown. Are they going to go for 2? Yes, they did, and they tied it up. Wow, okay. Well, 2nd and 4.
They'll come up now for 2nd down.
We could just kind of run this clock out and kick a field goal and win this with all.
He'll be near the 1st down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up.
Almost at the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd down. The play clock expiring. Judkins, nice move. 1st down. Let's go. 2-minute warning. We're in field goal range right now, so we just need to run the ball a little bit more, and we're going to make it an even easier field goal for Auburn. That's where he makes his money in the postseason. Here we go, Judkins. We made a move on it. Let's go. Judkins with a nice move. And I don't think the Packers called a timeout. They didn't. They're going to let this clock bleed. That's a risk. If I'm them, we see a field goal to win this thing.
And that'll be a pickup of 3.
We had to call a timeout. Why? Injuries? Judkins banged up. Okay, well, let's put Kelly in there, give him a little rest. Hate burning a timeout when we're on the verge of winning the game. Fortunately, Kelly can come in and help out a little bit, and the Packers are now going to be forced to call the rest of their times. Abdominal strain. You know what? Let's. Judkins, put him back in. It's okay. It's 1st and goal. This could be all she wrote right here for the Packers, but they do stuff us.
Down at the 3-yard line. That's time after Green Bay. It'll be their 2nd. And they'll get together prior to this.
They may just let me in here, which I'm not be surprised if they do. And we get in for the touchdown. 1:16 though, still on the clock. Our defense still has to play one more series. Stop Jordan Love one time. We're going to go to the NFC Championship game.
They'll drop to throw.
Sam Williams almost got home.
Inches
short.
Now 2nd and inches. On play action, Love.
Ooh!
That's the crack, the tight end.
That was a good catch by the tight end. You can't hit him too
Final
much.
minute, one timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10.
Oh, man, the tight end again, 85.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20
All right,
yard.
well, there's 31 seconds left. Packers know they got to get 7 and tie this thing up or it's over.
On 1st down, it's Love.
LaFowl, get home. Yes, huge sack right there. Let's go.
Taken down.
27 seconds left. I got no timeouts left either.
Now on 2nd and
So,
long.
I mean, this is where we end this
Here we
game.
go. One final play.
And we get another sack.
Get rid of it, and he's taken
Marshawn
down.
Nealon came in there, and the game is over. We're going to advance to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1995.
Not easy to do.
Let's
They
go.
win away from home in the playoffs.
Whew. Back-to-back road playoff wins, and we're headed to the NFC Championship game.
Championship game.
Didn't know if this team had the talent to get
that'll
there
do it for us.
in year
For Greg
2,
Olsen
but
and
here
our
we are. Judkins being our new running back definitely gives us more life to this offense. Really, really helps us out. So that's big. Now we're getting ready to face the Lions in the NFC Championship game on the road in Detroit. Win this game, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. So, can we beat the Lions and get to our first Super Bowl since 1995? We'll see.
It's the NFC Championship game, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Detroit. It's the Cowboys and the Lions under the lights on Sunday night.
EA Sports
Goff
coverage
versus
of the
Dak
National
Prescott.
Football
Great
brings us
quarterback
to
matchup.
downtown Detroit and Ford Field. The home
Tony Romo never got the Cowboys to an NFC Championship, but Dak did. And I just saw that. Is that Trey Lance as the backup Lions quarterback? Hopefully we said something to him after the game, like, yeah, you're one of the worst trades ever in the history of the other Jerry Jones.
now a handoff running right.
No gain on that one. Well, gain on that one.
Maybe
Still
a
a
gain of a
lot.
yard. It's 2nd down. Prescott.
Ferguson, nice catch.
A short throw. caught
And he
by
gains the
Ferguson.
first down, first and goal.
And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Up the
Oh.
middle they go. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Here now, 2nd down.
Why stick?
Now it's a bootleg
Lamb,
with Prescott.
slant, touchdown.
And he's in.
Right off the bat. Let's go.
CD.
Just the way we wanted to start the title game. Looks like Detroit hasn't really got anything going so far. We got another red zone trip coming up.
All resting on the 9. 1st down and goal.
We'll go to a run play.
Turn and hand this one off.
That didn't really do too much for
Down to
us.
the 7.
That's what it is.
2nd and goal. Shotgun snap for Prescott.
Oh, Lamb couldn't hold on to the ball.
Incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Dak to throw.
Bingo.
That's hauled at the
It's
2.
down at the 1.
Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just
They're going to let us go
short.
for it.
Wow, that's
You
gonna
know what?
set up
Why not?
3rd down.
Come on, Judkins. Judkins, 6, up by 2 possessions. Let's go. Got to roll the dice. It worked. Troy gets on the boards, 14-7. Wow, this fourth quarter, we've got the fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter with just a few minutes to go. Jeez, not a whole lot of scoring since first. Tolbert makes the grab for the first. Beautiful. First down. Keep that clock moving a little bit. Keep this drive going if we can.
They'll break the huddle. coming up now for
Low-scoring game, lower scoring than I would have expected, but
man in motion.
I'm not going to complain too much as we walk out of here with a victory, get to the Super Bowl.
Not much happening there, just a short game. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Back to crown
2-minute
the
warning,
NFC champion.
2 minutes to the Super Bowl.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Sean McVay trying to get to his second Super Bowl as a head coach. Actually third, because he got the Rams there in 2021 and in 2018, I forgot. Sean McVay trying to get to his third Super Bowl as a head coach. Get a first down. It's like Steele was banged up, so Westbrook has to come in.
Leading the way is a bit shaken up.
First down.
Right back to him.
And Judkins gets into the end zone for a game-clinching touchdown. Beautiful. 21-7.
A lot on the line here. 4th down and 9.
And Micah gets the sack, and it's over.
Down. The pressure once again.
Let's do the knee. Let's take a knee with Dak.
Here's 3rd and 7.
And we are headed to the Super Bowl.
Timeout for the Lions.
Ah, they took a timeout. Oh, come on.
The offense
Whatever, it's
stays
4th
out
down.
there
There's 2
for
seconds
this
left. It doesn't
4th down.
matter.
They'll try and run for it.
We are headed to the Super Bowl. That was kind of a weird way to end it, a turnover on downs. But we are headed to the Super Bowl in only year 2 of the rebuild. It only took us one off season to get this team to a Super Bowl. A little bit surprised based on, that I think the roster is a bit inferior in some ways. But here we are, going all the way to the Super Bowl in year 2 of this franchise,
And our outstanding crew.
of the rebuild. So let's see. Who are we facing in the Super Bowl? Well, it looks like it'll be the Ravens. Looks like we're going to face the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket and let's see what happens. So the Jets beat the Bills 52-17. That's the same score that the Cowboys beat them in Super Bowl 27 back in the day. So history repeats itself for the Bills. The Chargers beat the Chiefs, and the Colts upset the Jaguars. So it was the Ravens beating the Chargers, and the Colts beat the Jets on the road. So it was Colts and Ravens. So, the old team versus the new Baltimore team. So that was pretty interesting. And the Ravens, the new kids on the newer Baltimore team beats the older Baltimore team. So it was 17-14 in the AFC Championship game, and the Ravens head to the Super Bowl on the NFC side. We, of course, beat the Eagles, the Lions beat the Cardinals, and the Commanders beat the Panthers. So all the lower seeds on Wild Card Weekend won their games. We, of course, beat the Packers. The Lions beat the Commanders. So once again, the lower seed beat the higher seed teams in the divisional rounds. And in the NFC Championship, it was more of the same. We beat the Lions 21-7 to go to our first Super Bowl since 1995. So we got skill points to spend on our staff. So let's go ahead and spend some. Let's go to Washington, our defensive coordinator here. Spend some points there. All right. Gave some upgrades to Brandon Washington, our defensive coordinator. That's good. All right. Well, we are on the verge of completing this rebuild in only 2 seasons. I did not expect that. But then again, the Cowboys can be an overpowering team in the Madden sim. Well, in the last couple of Maddens, despite what happens in real life with this team. So, this is where we are. Let's check out the yearly awards. Mahomes won the MVP. Coach of the Year goes to Matt LaFleur. Sean McVay wasn't even in consideration for that. The MVP, Dak actually finished third in the MVP voting, right behind Lamar Jackson, who we're going to be facing in the Super Bowl. Interesting there. So let's check out the NFC side of things. The Offensive Player of the Year went to McCaffrey. Mingo Jonathan Mingo finished 7th for Offensive Player of the Year. Dak finished 10th. Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC goes to Micah Parsons. Don't know if that's Defensive Player of the Year overall, but I don't know. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Judkins finished 3rd. All right, well, a little bit upset that he didn't win, but you know what? He's been great for us as our new starting running back this year. He's made a difference for us. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Malachi Moore actually finished 7th. So he got plenty of playing time, even though he was behind Malik Hooker. Dak finished as the best quarterback in the NFC. Best running back, Judkins wasn't even there. Best receiver, Mingo finished 4th. Lamb finished 7th. Best offensive lineman, Zach Martin finished 3rd. No other Cowboys. Best defensive lineman, no Cowboys there. Best linebacker, of course, went to Micah. No other Cowboys are mentioned. Best corner, best DB, no Cowboys there either. I'm a little bit surprised. Best kicker, Aubrey finished 5th. Okay. So, looks like Micah might have won Defensive Player of the Year, but not 100% sure. But let's play the Super Bowl. See if we can get our... Let's see if we can complete this rebuild with a Super Bowl championship against the Ravens in 2025.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Opportunity to be on the big stage, finally.
Is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Cowboys and the Ravens, and it's coming up next.
It is arguably the biggest.
We're playing this game at Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, in Santa Clara, I should say. Didn't realize this the next year's Super Bowl is going to be there. So it's in California. So here we go. We're starting out on defense first. Ravens got a good drive going right here.
No motion over Flowers. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. A pass.
Foul comes and makes the tackle, but still, Derrick Henry. He knows he should have been a Cowboy, and we know it too.
Jackson now on 2nd down.
Good tackle, Overshown. Way to keep him in front of you.
He's got him.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page. And
Is that a false start or is it offside? I think it's a false start.
It's virtually impossible to stop.
Come on, Nealon. Come on, man. This is the Super Bowl. Can't be doing that. Let's get him the 1st and goal off that.
Sets up this offense for 1st and goal. On the option, they give it to Henry. He'll be wrapped up there, down at the 3-yard line.
Bateman's banged up.
Now, here's 2nd and goal. Again.
There we go. Way to make the tackle.
Let's give him a yard.
Good job, Buddy Johnson.
To the 3-yard line. Now, whistles and a timeout. Trying to finish this opening drive from the 3, 3rd and goal.
Ooh, Micah came in like a man on a mission on 3rd down. No chance for Lamar. Forced the field goal try. Way to go, Micah.
4th and goal. Tucker's kick.
Well, the Ravens do get on the board first with a field goal. But after how long that drive was sustained, way to keep him out of the end zone. It's 3rd and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. Try to pick this one up on the ground.
Judkins picks up the 1st down.
Cowboys, 1st down. Operating from the gun. Here's Dak.
Ooh, pressure got there. Had a chance to get Lamb or Mingo, but didn't have enough time to throw it.
It'll bring up second down. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle.
Oh, that was a terrible throw. I'll eat that one. I threw that too quickly. Didn't allow Dak to set his feet.
And it's going to bring up fourth down.
At least tie it. And Aubrey on for the field goal makes it here in the second quarter, so we at least tie up the game. Here come the Ravens again. We want to settle for field goals all day. We can't win a Super Bowl like that.
They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He'll get this.
Good tackle
out to
Ocean.
his
Here we go.
running back. That was not what they were hoping for. He's going to go out.
2-minute warning
behind the line.
for halftime. It's 3-3.
What they teach
In a
these backs is
tight
when
game.
you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
Good tackle, Diggs. Third down.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Micah, come on, get home.
The shotgun, here's Jackson.
Here we go, Micah. Next, we got another guy coming in there for the sack. And Nealon. Great defense. Force the fourth down, force the field goal. Let's call a timeout, actually, to give ourselves some time to go down the field if they kick it.
As they'll discuss what's to come. This fourth down is looming.
Because I didn't want them to burn the rest of the clock and not give us an opportunity to drive down the field and get this lead back before halftime. Thinking ahead a little bit here. At 1:10, we got 2 timeouts left.
Here's first and 10. Back to throw is Prescott.
Oh, we hit Tolbert in stride. And he's gone for the touchdown. Let's go. First explosive play of the game. Beautiful throw by Dak, and it's to Jalen Tolbert. We scored another touchdown in the third quarter, but the Ravens scored as well. So now this is starting to get tighter again. It's the fourth quarter. 4th and 19.
This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal.
On Aubrey. And Aubrey is funny from deep. 20-14. So it gives us a little bit of a cushion. Oh, the Ravens took the lead back. We're on defense with 3 minutes to go.
Couple of first downs.
Oh boy,
on this
oh boy, oh
drive,
boy.
and they'll go first down from
Things are getting tighter.
43.
Play a game.
Now whistles. Play
Yeah.
at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's big. That's big. First 15. Stops the clock, too. We have all 3 of our timeouts left as well.
Back to throw, Jackson. That's to the right side.
Oh,
He's got Andrews.
He gained some yards back. But 2nd and 8.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
Things are getting a little bit tougher right now.
Here's Jackson.
Oh my God, Derrick Henry snuck out the backfield and he gained the first. Jeez. I called the wrong defense in that situation. Oh, man. Well, if we can force them to a field goal, we have a better shot. I guess they would get a little conservative here, but I don't know. They are, okay, they are going to try to burn some clock. Let's start calling timeouts.
On this one before being taken down.
Oh,
2nd
man.
down and 8.
We're so close to finishing the rebuild. Put all them crumbling down right here, God, guys.
Tight ends in motion.
Gotta stop them. At least don't let them get the first.
Gonna go right back.
There we go. Good tackle. Thank you.
And the defense there to
I'm
meet
out.
him. They'll hold them to 2 and bring up 3rd down.
No, pinch. 36.
Jackson now.
He's short. That's 4th down.
By Walker.
I imagine they would kick it here. They're going for this. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness gracious me. Oh gracious me.
They'll drop the throw.
Overshown picks it off. Oh my goodness. Why did Lamar Jackson throw the football in that situation? He threw it right to Overshown. Well, don't celebrate yet, guys. We still got to go down this field and win the game. Oh my goodness. Lamar Jackson committed a massive blunder.
And comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Terrence Steele, I need you to protect the right side of that line, man. I need you to give me some time.
From the shotgun, it's down.
Come on. Corner route. Out of bounds. First down. Let's go. We don't have any timeouts left, though, so I'm not a fan of throwing a Mingo in the middle of the field. But if we get a big play here, better chance. Oh, my gosh. Just go out of bounds. Go out of bounds. I probably could have scored there, but I felt like he was going to catch up to me. Oh, my goodness. Wow. We got the ball at the 3-yard line.
Here we go. First and goal.
And go with a huge catch. All right. Judkins didn't get anything, but it's okay. We don't have any timeouts left, though, but
remember, a field
it's okay.
Goal takes the lead, but first and goal, you're thinking touchdown. You can't lose yards on first down. It completely changes your approach now on a goal-to-go situation. Give credit to the defense.
It's going to audible in the draw play. Let's run it.
They'll run.
All right, nothing. That's fine.
It's back at the 5-yard line now.
They didn't call a timeout, did they?
It makes sense on second and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have third down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards,
okay. Oh my gosh.
you have to consider putting this one in the air here on third and goal.
All right, you know what? Let's take the delay of game penalty. It'll stop the clock, and we can kick a field goal. Because I'm having trouble finding out where the field goal thing is. I'm okay with taking the delay of game.
Problems communicating on third down, and that's going to be a delay.
That's fine. That's fine. Kick the field goal.
So, pressure kick.
All right, yeah, of course they would ice me. 8 seconds left. This field goal is to win the Super Bowl and complete the Cowboys rebuild. Really, really shocked that it comes down to this.
So, a big one coming for their veteran kicker.
All right, Brandon Aubrey. Bang! And we got the lead back with 5 seconds to go. 2 seconds away from completing the rebuild. Wow. I still can't believe Lamar Jackson threw the ball and threw that interception. I'm really shocked that it was 4th and inches. They went for it.
Going for it all. That's hot. And this is going to be a touchdown. What a finish. They win it on the final play.
This is one of those situations, Mike, you play out as a young kid in your backyard. Super Bowl Sunday, game on the line.
Are you serious?
5 seconds on the clock. You need your best play, your best.
Are you kidding me?
That's exactly what we saw play out in real time, and they're Super Bowl champs.
And the Ravens have done it. They are.
We just lost the Super Bowl on a Hail Mary with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left. I got to tell you guys this. In my history of playing Madden on any console, I've never lost a game on a Hail Mary like that. We were 2 seconds away from winning the Super Bowl and completing the rebuild. Instead, we lose on a Hail Mary touchdown pass. After Lamar Jackson gifted us an interception. I'm speechless, guys. We were 2 seconds away from winning a Super Bowl and completing the rebuild. Well, that is our fate. The Baltimore Ravens win it over us on a last-second Hail Mary. They've won their 3rd Super Bowl. We still only have 5. The MVP was Lamar Jackson. Coach of the Year was Matt LaFleur of the Packers. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year did go to Micah Parsons. The Offensive Rookie of the Year was Jalen Milroe of the Browns. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Broncos, was Barrett Carter. I can't believe that. Well, the rebuild is not done. Now comes the toughest part, trying to get back to that moment and finishing the job. I've completed rebuilds where we lost Super Bowl and we came back and we won it. But this hits differently because that's one of the best teams this is a team that played above their heads, in my opinion. And it's going to be tough to replicate that success. Seasons like that, I feel like, only come around once in a while for any team. We played on the road the entire playoffs. We were the 7th seed in the playoffs. We barely made it. We won all 3 of our playoff games. And we were 1 stop on defense away. Well, I guess the old saying is we still got work to do. There's still work to be done. So let's go ahead and check out retirements. I want to see who retired. Did we have any retirements this year? Zach Martin, we got you to a Super Bowl, but we couldn't finish with the job. So Zach Martin is going to go in the Hall of Fame, but he will not finish with a Super Bowl title. I'm sorry, Zach, but thank you for everything. We'll see you in the Hall of Fame. Well, obviously with Zach Martin's retirement, we have a massive hole to fill at right guard now. But you know what? We'll find somebody. It's a rookie or a free agent. In that case, let's take a look at the negotiation screen and see what I need to do. Well, first of all, okay, I'm bringing back Jake Ferguson. I have to bring him back after that. Now, Jalen Tolbert, I'm willing to let walk. And I'm not going to accept the 5th-year option for Mozzie Smith. And I think everybody else I'm willing to part with. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go with that. We only have $26 million left, though. Let's advance to next week. Let's also see if we can restructure some contracts. Free up some cap space for us. Why not? We restructured Dak's contract. That saved us $25 million, so that's good. Restructuring CD saves us $16.6 million, so that's nice. Who else can we maybe restructure the contracts of? Nobody else really. You know, Ferguson we just signed. But can we already restructure his deal? We We can't. We'll say it's 1.39 million, but still, that's a little bit of money that could help us out. He's an 87 overall, matching his jersey number. You know, I just feel like it was worth bringing him back when we had a chance to, win that Super Bowl. I feel like we got to kind of run it back with a lot of the same cast of characters, if you ask me. Well, we obviously have a massive hole to fill at right guard. Mark Evans, 64 overall. That's just flat out not going to cut it. Xavier Truss is 65, so we went up 1 point at the end of the season going into the year 2. Elijah Roberts, our only defensive end right now on the left side, so we have a hole to fill over there. Nealand was decent in his first year as a full-time starter. We need help at defensive end. So we still have a lot of the same holes that we need to fill as of this last offseason. The linebacking core needs an upgrade. Got a bunch of random corners here. I don't really know too much about any of these guys. I'm going to cut some of these guys to make some room because I don't think we need that many of these guys. I'm going to cut this guy. And I'm going to go ahead and cut Shepard. Just because I feel like this is way too many cornerbacks to be keeping on this roster. Let's cut Mullen as well. So Malachi Moore has massively taken a jump. So I think with Hooker, I think it's time to trade him and get some picks. So I think it's time to trade him. Time to trade you, Hooker. Let's see. Who needs a free safety? The Bears actually need a free safety. Can we get maybe a 4th-round pick for him? We'll put the other team over the cap if accepted. Okay, so we can't do it with them. And everybody's in the negative. Well, not the Patriots. Steelers have a lot of space. Can we get a 4th from them for Hooker? Don't feel the offer brings enough. Okay. It looks like the best we could do is probably... What about this later 4th pick? Still declined. Well, it looks like the best we can do is a 5th. Maybe. Still declined. 6th. That's the best that we could do for Malik Hooker. Still declined? Jeez. This is a lower 6th-round pick. Will this do it? Okay. So we got a 6th-round pick from the Steelers in exchange for Malik Hooker, so we have an extra draft pick this year. That's just somebody I feel like we had to get off the books at that point, mainly because of just the fact that Malachi Moore has progressed very well, and he is now our full-time starter at free safety. No need to keep Hooker around here. So let's get free agency going. Let's see who's out here. Whoa. Travis Kelce is out here. But actually, Jake Ferguson is rated higher than him. So I don't think, that wouldn't be that actually wouldn't be an upgrade, if you ask me. We could use more help at receiver. We need help at right guard in a big way. I think we got to bring in Brandon Scherf. 1-year deal. Take this. Looks like he will. We got $64 million still to work with, so that's pretty big. And Motton, who I actually signed in the other rebuild, is an 82 overall. 2-year deal. I think it's worth keeping him in. He would be an upgrade over Terrence Steele if we land him. You know what? Let's just stick with the 2-year deal that we already had for him. Let's stick with that instead of going with a 1-year cheap deal. Because I think if we get him, I think we can possibly trade away Terrence Steele finally. We need a fullback. Let's bring in Blossom Game. Team-friendly deal, 1 year. About left ends. Zach Allen would be a decent get. Cameron Thomas doesn't look too bad. Let's get help at defensive end. We're going to bring in Zach Allen. Bring in Puna Ford at defensive tackle. Give us some help there in the middle, some veteran help. That would be better than actually what we had last year, if you ask me. We don't really need help at left outside. Right outside linebacker. That's where we need some help. All right. Bradley Chubb. Yes. Oh, we can only do 5 at a time. Okay. Who have we targeted who maybe we could get later and not worry about too much? Blossom Game. Okay. I'm going to take a risk and see if we can still get who we want, later. We can only do 5 negotiations at a time. This is the offseason where we're going a little bit more all-in in free agency. We are spending the money. All right. We got to get back to the Super Bowl, and we got to upgrade this roster, if you ask me. So we got Brandon Scherf, we got Monton, we got Allen, and we got Puna Ford. Okay. So, where were we? Oh, yeah, we were right outside linebackers. The only guy off the board is Alway. Bradley Chubb is the guy that I was looking at. 2-year contract for him. Is that good enough? I think it should be. I'm not going to lowball him because I feel like that could still give us some big help. All right. So now that we actually secured Moton, let's see what we can do about Terrence Steele. Moving on from him. So we didn't get the fullback. I guess we didn't get Blossom Game, or maybe we're still negotiating with him. I don't know. That's what we're probably doing. You need to back up left guard and center. I'm going to change Mark Evans' number to like something else, so that way we can give Brandon Scherf his correct number. Let's make him 67. Let's make him 68. Give him his number. Massive upgraded right guard. I feel like with getting him in, with Brandon Scherf in here, we won't miss too much of a beat with Zach Martin retiring. So that's a big get for us to keep the train moving. Okay, so we got Moton. He's obviously better than Terrence Steele. So Terrence Steele, it's time to trade you away. We are going to trade you away to somebody who needs a tackle. I don't know who that is, but we're going to find out. Buffalo needs a tackle. They need a left tackle, not a right one. Let's try maybe a 4th, and let's see if that does it. If not, we'll keep. It will put them over the cap. Okay. I keep forgetting. We need to look at teams that are under the cap by a decent amount. Well, the Colts, they're not over the cap or anything like that. So let's try a 4th first. See if this does it. Trade declined. Okay, so I guess they want. I guess the best we could probably get from them is a 5th for this year. got Terrence Steele traded away. We got an extra 5th-round pick. So now we're stacking draft picks. We've upgraded the right tackle spot. So got some help there. All right. And Zach Allen becomes instant upgraded starter on the defensive end. So now we have, we're way better at left end now. Right end is still solid with Nealon. Would not mind another upgrade there. Poona Ford coming in as an upgrade over Mozzie Smith. We're obviously not picking up the 5th-year option, so he's going into the last year of his deal. Howard Cross, hopefully can develop a little bit more this year. Right outside linebacker is the other position that we're looking at. But we offered a contract to somebody. I forget who it is off the top of my head, to be completely honest with you guys. But I'll pick it up later. Carson is close to getting in the 80s, so that's actually a little bit of a relief. But I think I need to go after another corner in free agency after what happened in the Super Bowl. We can't give up big plays like that and get back to that point again. We need a backup strong safety. That's another position that we need. And we need a backup. We could use a backup running back, too. A veteran backup running back, I think, is another position we need to look at. Okay, so White doesn't look too bad. That would be a good, solid 1-2 punch. Jerome Ford is out here, too. I'm going to bring in Antonio Gibson on a 2-year deal. Give us a good backup running back. We're still negotiating with Blossomgame, so we should be able to land him. I'm not too concerned about that. Let's get at least a backup for either left guard or center. Get Elijah Wilkinson to come in here and be a backup left guard. Cheap deal, not going too heavy on him. And you know what? Let's get a backup center kind of on the cheap. Somebody in the 60s is okay with me. Let's bring in Daniel Brunskill for that. We got $16 million left. I was thinking about another corner. There's nobody else in the 80s, so you know what? I think I'm going to pass on that. But we do need a backup strong safety. This guy, Josh Methless, is actually better than Bell. Ooh, Jimmy Ward is out here, though. But that's not too much of an upgrade over Marquise. Let's bring in somebody to be his backup. That's what I'm here looking for. Somebody that fits the scheme as well. Let's bring in Ronnie Harrison Jr. Be a backup strong safety for this year. And we do need a backup quarterback. Best quarterback on the market this year is Kenny Pickett, and he's going to Seattle. Gardner Minshew is right behind him. All right, well, let's go ahead and get a scheme-fit quarterback to be the backup behind Dak again. And also potentially even behind Jackson Dart, if I'm being honest. Because I don't really want anybody coming in here who's going to be like a franchise guy. I don't need that. Dylan Gabriel's out here. Let's bring him on. A 1-year deal to be our third-string quarterback. All right. We actually have targeted a bunch of guys in free agency. So Bradley Chubb is a guy that we're going in on to be our new starting right outside linebacker. We're going after Antonio Gibson to be a backup running back. Blossomgame to be a new starting fullback. Harrison Jr. to be a backup strong safety. Brunskill for a backup center. Wilkinson for a backup left guard. And Dylan Gabriel as our backup quarterback. So that's what we're going with for free agency in the second stage. Let's see if we get any of these guys. We had the money this year to spend, so we're spending it this offseason in free agency, which is good. We have enough money to do stuff. So let's see if we got anybody to sign. We got Bradley Chubb, so we've got our new starting right outside linebacker, and he's a scheme-fit guy as well. We got Antonio Gibson, we got Blossomgame, we got Harrison Jr., we got Brunskill, we got Wilkinson, and we got Gabriel. So there we go. So let me go ahead and kind of adjust the roster a little bit in terms of the numbers because I don't want Dylan Gabriel wearing number 8 because that's obviously Troy Aikman's number. So he's going to have to wear something different. I don't know what. Let's give him number 6. Dylan Gabriel is wearing number 6. He's our third-string quarterback, also behind Jackson Dart, who we drafted last year. We got Judkins. Antonio Gibson is going to back him up. Deuce Vaughn is the third-string back. Boston Game is our new starting fullback. Mingo. Really didn't see any upgrades at receiver in free agency. And Mingo has actually progressed pretty well up to an 81. So we could find another good young receiver potentially in the draft. We can really kind of go any which way when it comes to positions that we can select. So it gives us a little bit more flexibility, which is nice. And looks like we're pretty good with all of the other positions. Getting Moten is a big upgrade for right tackle, big time, big upgrade over Terrence Steele, Zach Allen. I'm still iffy about right defensive end, but Marshawn Nealon, maybe he'll get into the 80s this year. And, of course, we still have Stills there. Ford, Mozzie Smith, Cross. I think I'm good with defensive tackles right there. And we can always, get, maybe some young guys in the draft. We need to get a backup middle linebacker in the draft as well. So actually, Chubb is not too much better than Walker. Bradley Chubb used to wear 55 in Denver. I feel like he did, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's give him 55. So Chubb actually would technically not be an instant starter, but I probably might give him the nod over Walker. Corner-wise, Carson, Austin, and all these guys. Ronnie Harrison Jr. to be the backup to Bell. So, yeah, we can kind of go any which way in the draft. We can really just go best player available, if you ask me. All right. First things first, let's go ahead and take a look at the mock drafts and see what they have us projected to do now that free agency has passed. We currently hold the 31st pick. They're projecting us to take Tyler Brown of Clemson. That would actually be a pretty solid selection because we do need another receiver. We are looking at a young receiver. There's a couple of tackles that are available too, but I feel like we're pretty steady at those positions based on Guyton, and we got Moten in the offseason. So yeah, Tyler Brown out of Clemson, that may be the way to go. That might be the best move that we can do. Get another playmaker for this passing game to go alongside Lamb and Mingo. And Mingo has really emerged as the second receiver, so I think he's the guy moving forward for our second receiver, so that's good. All right, we've got, of course, the pick here. So let's get in here and make our selection. There's that receiver. I guess Brown has already been selected, so we can't draft him. Oh, that's a shame. Trevor Etienne is available, but we don't really need a... You know what? I guess there's nothing wrong with stockpiling extra running back help, so let's get Trevor Etienne out of Georgia, because why not? It says a good pick, and I wanted to make a good pick in the first round, so we did. Even though we don't really need a running back, he was the best player on the board. And we can still utilize him this season. This strong safety doesn't look too bad. Alex Afari Jr. out of Kentucky. We could probably get another receiver later in the draft. Let's go with Alex Afari Jr., strong safety out of Kentucky. Get some depth behind Marquise Bell. Big hands galore. Displays good knowledge of his own concepts. Willing, dependable tackler. Okay. Some of these receivers don't look too bad. This guy, Deion Burks out of Oklahoma, he keeps slipping. He doesn't fit our scheme, but let's take him. Average pick. All right, we'll take it. And keep in mind, we stockpiled a few extra picks this season because of the trades we did with Malik Hooker and Terrence Steele. So we have a little bit of extra draft capital. This guy, Deshaun McCullough, doesn't look too bad. Left outside linebacker. I feel like I've drafted him in other rebuilds before. Justice Finkley out of Texas. Doesn't look too bad. Let's go with him. Get some left outside linebacker depth. It says average pick, so that's not too bad. Christian Miller out of Georgia. Could use some extra defensive tackle help. Stockpiling some positions like that. Well, it's a bad pick, but, he could be more of a project pick. So not really somebody we're going to look at right away to make a huge contribution. Some cornerbacks that aren't too bad. This guy, Caden Jenkins out of Baylor, doesn't look too bad. Let's go with him. It's his average pick. All right. Sixth-round pick, another one. Jack Kelly of BYU doesn't look too bad. Robert Spears Jennings of Oklahoma, I think, would be a solid free safety to go with. It says a bad pick, though, so, nah. And I'm going to go with this tight end, Carson Ryan out of Utah. It says bad pick, but stockpiling a little bit more. A.J. Pena out of Rhode Island, middle linebacker. They say, well, actually, I don't want to reach that far. This center, Drew Kendall, doesn't look too bad out of Boston College. Bad pick, though, but we're getting into the later rounds, so tough to kind of judge. Here we are in the 7th round. I'm going to draft this right outside linebacker, Gabe Jackus. Fits our scheme. Bad pick. So, unfortunately, it looks like in the later rounds we're hitting on a bunch of bad picks. But, they're all late picks anyway. Jamori Macklin, a wide receiver from Kentucky. Let's get another receiver, because why not? Average pick this time. All right, so this is the best we've had in a few picks. All right, and finally, last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, it looks like. Or our last pick, at least. Not too big here. I'm going to take Deuce Robinson out of USC. He slipped tremendously, so we're just going to take a flyer on him and see what we've got with him. So yeah, this draft, boatload of picks. Look at how many picks we were able to make in this year's draft. And that's just with trades that we made in the offseason. So we got Etienne, we got Afari Jr., Burks, Finkley, Miller, Jenkins, Spears Jennings, Ryan, Kendall, Jackus, and Macklin. And Deuce Robinson. Those are a lot of picks. The first-round pick I'm still a little bit shaky on because we didn't need a running back. But Trevor Etienne was the best player available on the board. And I just figured, you know what, it may be worth going ahead to take him. And the strong safety looked pretty good. So I really just kind of went with best player available in this draft because we were able to spend money in free agency to upgrade most of our positions, I feel like. So that really helps out. We didn't need to go crazy in the draft with filling every hole that we have. Even though we signed Antonio Gibson, and of course Trevor Etienne is looking like a pretty solid. He actually is a scheme fit guy as well, so that makes me feel a little bit better. All of our running backs are scheme fit guys now, so that's a pretty good running back room if you ask me. And maybe Etienne can kind of overtake Gibson as the backup for Judkins, so that'll help us out a little bit more. As far as receivers, Deion Burks, who I think is a real player. Let's see if he is. Deion Burks. I think out of Oklahoma. Yeah, he is a real player, and he wears number 6. Okay. Well, Dylan Gabriel's wearing number 6, who he played with at Oklahoma. So actually, let's see if we can change maybe Gabriel to maybe 18 or something like that. I don't know if we can, but let's see. Yeah, we can. Let's change his number to 18, and let's change Burks' number to number 6 like he wore at Oklahoma. 68 overall starting out. Not too eye-popping, but still. Solid pick. We drafted a bunch of receivers in the draft. We also drafted Macklin as well. Let's see. Is he a real player? Maury Macklin. Okay, I think he's a real player. Is he Jeremy Macklin's son or something? He probably is. It would not be surprising. So he wears number 9. Let's see if we can give maybe number 19. I think that number's available. So let's go ahead and give him that number in terms of receiver. So he has kind of a similar number like he had in college. Of course, Deuce Robinson. I think he wore, number 2. Wore number 2 at USC. But Jackson Dart is wearing that number. So I can give him let's keep him at 16 for right now. Basically, let's keep him at 16 for now. We'll change his number later. Jeremiah Hunter, one of our last receivers. We drafted Carson Ryan of Utah. I don't know if this guy is real or not. That's a pretty basic name, if you ask me. Oh, okay. Actually, he is a real player from Utah. Looks like he played at UCLA, but at Utah he wears 85. Oh, okay, so he's actually got his college number already. Well, 66 looks like it'll be better than Turner or Spanford. You know what? Cole Turner just seems like a guy that's just kind of, here. And I'm just going to cut him because I feel like that with getting him, I just feel like that's, good enough. And we're going to give Deuce Robinson 82, even though that's Jason Witten's number. That number technically hasn't really been retired. So I'm just going to go ahead and give him 82. So he has since his name is Deuce, I figured he has to have a 2 in his number somewhere. Run skill and this guy Drew Kendall. I don't know if Drew Kendall is real. Oh, he is a real player. So he wears 66. Okay. Defensive tackles. So Kristen Miller is the new guy on the block. Let's see. Kristen Miller does play at Georgia. Where's number 52? Okay, and he's already got his number then. So he's good to go. Parsons foul. Justin Finkley at Texas. Where's number 1? Well, that's being taken up by ETN, so he'll stay at 44. We did not get a backup middle linebacker. Let's see. We might have to move one of those guys over. Gabe Jacas. He is a real player out of Illinois. We're 17. Well, that's worn by Aubrey, so he'll wear 57. That's okay. Can we maybe try Bradley Chubb in middle linebacker? I don't know if that would really upgrade his skill set in any way, but it may be worth it to do that. Well, it makes him the backup actually behind Overshown, and it actually takes him away from being a scheme fit guy. So Let's go ahead and put him back at right outside linebacker, and let's move somebody else basically to back up Overshown. Because now, see, he's back to being a scheme fit guy. I think maybe Jacas could be somebody that I move to middle linebacker position. Okay, right now he's a 62. And if he goes to middle linebacker, that makes him a 60. So that actually kind of makes him a little worse. He still fits our scheme, though, but still some development, even though he may be kind of playing out of position his rookie year. But we just did that to kind of fill roles, so to speak. Wasn't there a guy we drafted at corner? Oh, yeah, Caden Jenkins. Caden Jenkins. Let's see. He plays at Baylor. Okay. Looks like he wears actually number 19. All right. Well, that receiver that we had, we gave him, Macklin, we gave him number 19. So let me see if I can maybe give him a different number. Maybe some other number kind of in the teens a little bit. Let's give him 16. And let's give the corner. Let's give Jenkins his college number 19. I mean, Jenkins could be solid for, depth at cornerback, but we'll see. Kind of a wait and see with this guy. He's starting at a 67, which isn't bad. That already puts him kind of above some of these other corners that I'm not really too keen on, if you ask me. So, yeah. All right. And Malachi Moore is going to be our new starter. Robert Spears Jennings. Okay, that was another guy we drafted. Robert Spears Jennings of Oklahoma. Where's number 3? I don't know if 3's available. Is it available? I feel like it is. I don't think anybody else is wearing 3 right now. Oh, no, somebody else is wearing 3. All right, discard changes then. You know what? Let's change Owens' number so we can give him 33. So that way he kind of has a similar number like in college of wearing a jersey number with the number 3 in it, Let's give Owens 37, random number. Spears Jennings, you could wear number 3. Okay, Bell, Alex Safari. Okay, all right. Okay, he does wear number 3 at Kentucky, so. All right, well, he was a higher pick, so he'll get priority. And he's already up to a 72 overall as our second-round pick, so that's pretty good. Good backup for Bell, even though we did sign Ronnie Harrison Jr. as a backup, but still. So overall, I like this draft in terms of the depth that we got behind some of these guys. We didn't really draft any instant starters with this draft. The guy that may see the field as a rookie potentially could be maybe possibly Finkley or, I don't know. Maybe Robert Spears Jennings, he may see a little bit of action this season. And maybe Afari, 72 overall. That could be another guy that sees the field a little bit. And potentially ETN as well, because maybe Gibson, will get hurt or something. But, hey, we have a good, third-string running back, basically. Well, this was a pretty tough way to end this video. The rebuild is not complete yet. But one thing that is complete is getting the Cowboys back to being a playoff team, because that's what we are. And fortunately, we're back to being a playoff contending team again in year 2. We made it all the way to the Super Bowl, but we lose on the last second Hail Mary against the Ravens. Still gut punch from that. Now we got to take the hard road just to get back to the Super Bowl. And that's even harder when you lose and you have to try to get back and win it. But we have a lot of the same talent that got us to last year's Super Bowl. We got to just rely on that talent again for, one more year. The biggest difference is that we were not going to do it without Zach Martin, but we did sign a free agent guard in Brandon Sheriff to replace him, which I like. That's the only major hole that we really had after the season. Every other place on the field, we did upgrade a little bit with Zach Allen at defensive end. We were able to use free agency this year because we had the money to actually upgrade positions. So I'm glad we were able to do that in the second full off season, because I still feel like that we need to kind of go crazy a little bit with this roster to a certain degree of like bringing in veteran help and not just relying on drafting rookies and expect them to be great right away. Because in the sim of Madden, that doesn't normally lead you to Super Bowls, titles, or anything like that. So that's what it is. So thank y'all for watching. I don't think I'll be live streaming tomorrow, so more than likely no Cleveland Browns rebuild stuff this week. But I will continue that, and hopefully I'll be able to finish that rebuild pretty soon. The only rebuild I've completed was the Jacksonville Jaguars one several weeks ago. So now I'm just moving on to these two at the same time, once again, integrating the Cowboys rebuild minus the whole glitching situation I dealt with in the last series of live streams, which you actually can't watch anymore because I've actually deleted those videos because I didn't want to confuse people. It's like, wait, didn't you already do this and you're doing another random rebuild of the Cowboys? It's like, nah, it's not like that. So anyway, thank y'all for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.